Hello, in this video I will be going over the syllabus for statistical methods. The catalog description for this course. This course is an introduction to descriptive and inferential statistics. Students learn how to use measures of central tendency and dispersion among population samples to draw inferences about a population and to compare two or more populations. Discrete and continuous probability density distributions are analyzed, including the binomial, normal, student t, chi-squared, and F distributions. Confidence intervals for population means, proportions, and variance are determined. Additional topics include regression and correlation analysis and techniques of hypothesis testing, including analysis of variance, also known as ANOVA. The course includes application of technology for statistical analysis and the interpretation of the relevance of the statistical findings. Applications use data from disciplines that include business, social sciences, psychology, life science, health science, and education. Now, if you look there below, here are the recommended prerequisites: a Math 40 with a grade of C or better, or 2 years of high school algebra, elementary and intermediate algebra with a grade of B or better within the last 3 years, or a math placement exam. This is a 4-unit course, and we meet online. The location is online. I am the instructor, F. Anthony Siciliano. Here is my email address. My office on campus is room 212, and there is my telephone number and extension. Now, here are the student office hours for this semester. You can see here that on Monday and Wednesday, I will be on campus in my office on room 212 from 2 to 3. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will have office hours on Zoom from 2 to 4 and then from 5:30 to 6:05. Right below that, you will see the URL for the Zoom conference. So all you need to do is click on this URL or go to this URL, and that will directly take you to the student office hours. Now, let's talk about student office hours. Student office hours are for your benefit to help you succeed in this course. Office hours are for you, the student, not for me, as I am available at those times not only to discuss the course, but any questions you have about math courses at the college, your field of study, your transfer plans, and career paths. The best way to reach me is email, and it must be your student email account. Always include your name and the course section. All email contact between students and instructors must be conducted using the student and instructor CMC email accounts. For students, this is accessible via the My CMC portal on the CMC website. Any student email received by faculty from another email account cannot be responded to other than to remind the student to use their school email account. Now, please also keep in mind that grades cannot be distributed by phone, public posting, public announcement, or by email. Now, what is required for this course? The requirement for this course is the access code for My Lab and Mastering with Online Text. The author of the text is Triola, My Lab Statistics and Pearson eText. Here is the ISBN number. It's also available in the CMC bookstore or found online in the My Lab website. Now, the textbook is optional because an electronic version of the textbook is going to be available in the My Lab subscription or the access code. So you do not have to purchase a textbook unless you choose to do so. Now, the materials for this course. We will be using the data analysis package StatCrunch in this course. StatCrunch is an online data analysis tool and much more. StatCrunch is included in your subscription when you purchase the access code for My Lab, and you will be able to access StatCrunch with your assignments. Now, over the course of the semester, you will see videos that I will create. In those videos, I will also use a calculator. Now, a calculator isn't required for this course, but you can use that. But the majority of the course will be used using StatCrunch. Now, instructor communication, information, participation, guidelines, and feedback policy. Students are encouraged to send an email anytime 24/7, call my office, or leave voice messages. If I'm going to be away for an extended period and know in advance, I will let you know in the announcement section of our course in Canvas. However, my policy is that I will usually respond within 12 to 24 hours, except on weekends. Each week, I will provide grades or scores and comments on assignments within 4 to 6 days of when they were submitted. After I send feedback each week, you will receive notification through your email or in a classroom announcement that feedback has been sent. Check grades for your feedback scores. As your instructor for this course, my goal is to facilitate your learning, answer questions, and encourage your participation. I will respond in a timely manner and on a consistent basis. I will provide feedback in the Q&A section of each unit you may want to discuss. Student learning outcomes. Upon successful completion of the class, the student will be able to describe, graph, calculate, and analyze statistical quantities and concepts including data types, levels of measurement, sampling strategies, frequency distributions, parameters, and descriptive statistics. Determine the probability of an event. Use various distributions to estimate parameters for populations using samples, and formulate and test a hypothesis including ANOVA. Analyze and make predictions for paired data using the linear correlation coefficient, linear regression, standard error, prediction interval, explained variation, unexplained variation, and total variation. These outcomes will be assessed by questions on the quizzes, projects, and final exam, and also your homework and written assignments. Now below that, you're going to see your grading. Your grade in this class will be determined by the following. First of all, we have the grade component and the percentage of the final grade. So for all your reading assignments, homework assignments, written assignments, and peer reviews, that is worth a total of 25% of your grade. You have 2 projects, which is worth 15% of your grade. You have 13 total quizzes, which are worth 40% of your grade. And then you have a final exam, parts 1 and 2. Both are required at 20%. And then below that, you can see the grade scale for each letter, A, B, C, D, and F. Now, attendance. All students are expected to log in and complete some work at least once a week. Each week without work is considered absent from 2 class meetings. A student who adds a class or registers after the first day of classes is counted absent from all weeks missed. In the effort to promote student success, CMC has approved the implementation of an instructor-initiated drop policy. When a student has been absent from classes to such an extent that his or her success is at risk, the instructor has the option of dropping the student. If a student has missed 12.5%, which is about 5 classes or 2.5 weeks of the semester without notifying the instructor with a satisfactory explanation, the student may be dropped by the instructor. Less than full participation in this course is extremely disruptive to the online learning model. So I reserve the right to drop you if 1. You do not complete the online orientation by earning 100% on the orientation assignment, and you will have as many attempts as you need. 2. You fail to make any progress for 4 or more consecutive days, including weekends. And number 3, you fail to take final exam parts 1 and 2 as scheduled in the class. Per the college's attendance policy, faculty has the right to develop a more stringent policy as well. Students who do not attend or participate in class by the deadline to drop for tuition refund may be deleted from the course. In this class, we function as a team, teaching and learning together in small groups that are reorganized from one module to the next. However, if you quit participating in this class, you should not assume that I would drop you. Should you choose to drop, ultimately it is your responsibility to officially withdraw. Projects. You're required to do 2 applied real-world data analysis projects. The first project is a data analysis comparison report where you collect, analyze, and compare 2 quantitative data sets. The final project will be to collect and analyze data and perform a research hypothesis test to answer an important question about the world around us. For both projects, you're required to use StatCrunch and use PowerPoint slides to explain your results and findings. See the tentative schedule for the due dates. Description of each project are in the modules on Canvas. And again, as stated, project due dates are listed on a tentative schedule. Final exam parts 1 and 2. There will be a comprehensive final exam parts 1 and 2. There are 2 parts to the mandatory final exam. To receive a grade in the course, you must complete both parts to the final exam. Final exam part 1 is a 5-question exam placed on Canvas as a downloadable file. Final exam part 2 will be located on My Stat Lab. Passwords for the quizzes and final exams are in the outline of each week located on Canvas. The final exam can replace your lowest quiz score using the following approach. It is my policy to replace a student's lowest quiz grade with the final exam at the end of the course. For this reason, I do not give makeup quizzes. A missed quiz will be recorded as a 0 and then replaced accordingly at the end of the semester. Missing the final will also result in a 0, and I do not drop this grade. The instructor has the right to adjust this policy under special circumstances. Please make note, there are no extensions for final exams, no exceptions. Again, final exams parts 1 and 2 due dates are listed on the tentative schedule. Course grading and information. This is an asynchronous course, which means you will complete your coursework online and on your own schedule, but by the required deadline. This course is delivered through lecture videos I have created located in the modules on Canvas and an online course management system called My Lab. The assignments are graded automatically by the website and synced to Canvas. Registration for My Lab is required on the first day. Registration and video instructions are located on Canvas. There is an option of signing up for a 14-day temporary passcode. Each week that we are going to study has 5 parts described below. Excuse me. Part 1, reading assignments, also known as abbreviated as RA. These assignments are to be completed prior to section homework. You will watch the video lectures, read and fill in an optional guided notebook, and complete the reading assignments prior to the section homework. The reading assignment is where the course content is delivered to you via reading assignments, video presentation, examples, also with video solutions, and assessment questions. For each reading assignment located in My Lab, problems can be worked on until a correct answer is obtained. Make sure to begin each section by working through the reading assignment and filling in the guided notebook, which is much more explained below. Part 2. Once you have completed the reading assignment, then you can move on to the section homework. So again, upon completion of the section's reading assignment, you should jump to the section's homework. So for example, in Chapter 1, you should begin by completing 1.1 reading assignment and then proceed to homework 1.1. To move from the reading assignment to the online homework for the section, you should strive to get the best possible score before moving on to the homework. Homework problems can be worked on until a correct answer is obtained. Part 3, written, which is shown work calculation questions. In the first 10 weeks, you'll be required to submit a written assignment. Most of your online homework assignments will be completed using StatCrunch. However, there will be basic questions to set you up for success in understanding of the material and push your learning forward through the semester. Description of each written assignment is in the modules on Canvas. Part 4, a quiz at the end of each week. Each week you have a quiz on the sections covered for that week. There will be 13 online quizzes. Passwords for the quizzes are in the outline module of each week located on Canvas. You have a maximum of 2 attempts for each quiz. My Lab will keep the higher score of the 2 attempts. A missed quiz will be recorded as a 0. The instructor has a right to adjust this policy under special circumstances. Please make note, there are no extensions for quizzes and no exceptions. Quiz deadlines are located on a tentative schedule on page 5 below. Now keep in mind that quizzes are due at the end of each week. That doesn't mean you want to start it at the end of the week. So you have the option of being able to complete it much more before that. So if you're starting the quiz at the deadline, again, you will see that there are no extensions for quizzes. The quizzes are open, but you do not want to wait until the very end to complete that quiz, along with all your other assignments. Part 5, peer reviews. A peer review assignment enables you to provide feedback on other classmates' assignment submission. Peer reviews are a tool that allows communication between each other to master the concepts of a course and learn from each other. Peer reviews are assigned anonymously. Your peer reviews will be assigned to the written work that you will be doing in Part 3. Now, please review the late penalty policy further below in the syllabus. Due dates, late penalties, and technical difficulties. All written homework, quizzes, and review have the following late penalty policy. Students submitting work for course assignments after the due date are subject to a penalty of 5% of the points possible for the assignment. For example, submissions posted after the due date within 24 hours of the date the assignment is due will be penalized 5% of the potential value of the assignment. Due dates will not be extended because of technical difficulties. The deadlines on these assignments are not extended, and you must make plans to complete these. Due dates for online assignments are clearly stated in MyLab. So again, as I stated, you have due dates that are in advance. So anything beyond that is going to have a 5% deduction of your overall score. Not your overall score, but whatever you haven't worked on. So for example, in MyLab, you may have completed, let's say, 9 of the 10 questions. And then the 10th question you work on after the due date, the 5% will be deducted on that particular question that you're completing past the due date. Homework, study tips, homework videos. The guided notebook. Now, this is an activity manual located on Canvas as a PDF file that you can access, download, and print. This is a place where you can take notes on the information given in the lectures by filling in all the information from the slides in the notebook. This will be a valuable resource for you as you work through the online homework assignment for each section, as well as the quizzes and tests over the corresponding material. Pay close attention to the homework videos located on Canvas. This will be helpful to you as you move along with your homework assignments. Now, the guided notebook is not a requirement, but I highly recommend that you use that as you move along the course. So for example, if you were sitting in a face-to-face class and you were taking the lecture, which would be the videos, then you would have a place to take the notes. So the guided notebook would be that particular scenario. So you're able to fill in that information, and that will be helpful to you as you move along for your quizzes and homework. Students with disabilities access. Students with disabilities, whether physical, learning, or psychological, who may need academic support in the classroom, are encouraged to contact Access as soon as possible to ensure that appropriate accommodations and/or services are implemented. Further information about this program may be found on the Copper Mountain College website and in the Office of Student Services at the Access counter. Please visit CMC's Access website for more information at the following, or call that particular number and that extension. Military-friendly statement. Veterans and active duty military personnel with special circumstances, such as upcoming deployments, drill requirements, disabilities, are welcome and encouraged to communicate these in advance if possible to the instructor. Equal opportunity statement. Copper Mountain College is committed to equal employment opportunity for all persons and to provide educational and employment opportunities free from discrimination based on ethnic group identification, national origin, religion, age, veteran status, sex, race, color, ancestry, sexual orientation, or physical or mental favors, and other physical or verbal conduct or communication constituting sexual harassment. Disclaimer. Changes in curriculum, grading standards, and other requirements could change as necessary. It is the student's responsibility to know and understand all policies, procedures, and requirements for Copper Mountain College and this class. Any concerns should be directed to your instructor, the appropriate department chair, or college administrator in that order. Information in this syllabus is subject to change. Any important changes will be announced in class, and you'll be provided with an updated syllabus. Now below here we're talking about the tentative schedule. So this course schedule may change at the discretion of the instructor. However, students will be notified in writing when any changes or additions are made to the schedule. So here, if you take a look at week 1, you're going to see the dates for week 1. the course content here is the course information and orientation, and here are the sections that we're covering: 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. The orientation assignment, here's a due date. It is due January 31st by 11:59 p.m. You have your written assignment 1, which is due by February 3rd at 11:59 p.m. And then the introduction discussion, which is due by February 5th at 11:59 p.m. Now, if you notice, the following week is when quiz 1 is due, which is that particular Monday. So here is the tentative schedule. So I would highly recommend that you take a look at this, print this out, and keep this in front of you so you understand when those important due dates are there for you to submit. So again, as you scroll down here, you're going to see when the projects and so forth are due. Now below that, you're going to see the online classroom communication, which is the netiquette, which is ground rules for online communication. I would like for you to read through this on your own time, but these are the guidelines for when you're doing any kind of communication with other students or the instructor in this course, specifically when you're doing the peer review assignments. And then below that, you're going to see the statement on plagiarism and academic misconduct. So again, I would like for you to read that information, especially when it comes to doing your written assignments and also your 2 projects for this course. And then the final page is the outline of all the information that will be discussed in this course. So again, welcome to this course, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Again, you have my office hours and those particular times located in the instructor contact information page.